Yo, what is going on YouTube? It's your boy Dan, aka aDrive, with you guys a quick Dexnav tutorial showing you guys how to use the Dexnav in caves, how to get shinies in caves, in the desert, and of course on the water as well. If you notice here, I'm starting things off with a Repel, and I'm going to talk about that in just a minute. In the meantime, I'm going to try to get a little bit of cave chaining going here while I talk simultaneously, which might be quite the challenge, but I'll do my best as I scare away the first Pokemon, of course. So basically what we're going to do is kind of break down some of the steps that you're going to want to take and some of the little tips I have for you guys to figure out how to get shinies in the cave. And really what this is, it's nothing new, it's nothing special, so don't think of some crazy innovator. But really it's a change in perception in the community. I think that's what's the most important takeaway from this video. So let me emphasize this point now, and I'll emphasize it throughout the video, that your chain length and your chain does not matter, guys. Your chain does not make any impact on your shiny chance, or so it seems, right? I mean, I don't have exact data, I don't have exact statistics, but I can tell you that from my experience using the Dexnav, your chain length is not going to matter. So you see right there, after you catch a Pokemon, you can then search for them in the Dexnav, just like I searched for that Torkoal. So I'm waiting for this Torkoal to show up. I'm going to grab it on the third try, and then I'm going to do a little jolt right towards it here, and that's going to be my first encounter. And what you're going to do is you're going to search like you normally would search in the Dexnav, and you're going to go and encounter the Pokemon, and you're going to kill them. And you are going to chain. So let me make this very, very clear, and I'm sorry if this is a little bit disorganized, but I'm going to try to talk through everything. There is a chain to the Dexnav. The Dexnav does have a chaining mechanism. That's why the 5th Pokemon has a level spike, and the levels increase as you continue. However, that does not make much of a difference in a cave or on the desert, and the reason why is because if you've ever done it, you know that going past a 5 or a 4 chain is really tough. It's really challenging. So most of the time, the best thing to do is get to a 4 chain, and then we're gonna run away. So we're gonna get to a 4 chain of this Torkoal, and then we're gonna run away from the 4th Pokemon and start over. So basically, you're chaining to 4, you're running on the 4th encounter, and then you're starting over. And the reason why you're doing that is because 1, creating a chain is faster than not chaining. What I mean by that is when you're chaining the Pokemon in the Dexnav, you're actually able to search for the next Pokemon a lot quicker. Whereas if I run away from a Torkoal right now, and I click search for Torkoal, it's not going to find anything. It's going to say no Pokemon can be found. I'm going to have to waste some steps, jump around on my bike, and then finally a Pokemon will show up, and then I can continue. So this method allows me to encounter more Torkoals faster, but really it makes no difference. If you want to run from every Torkoal, go for it. You're going to have the same shiny chance you're going to have doing this as you would if you ran from every Torkoal. So that part doesn't really matter. The only thing you're doing here is saving yourself some time, and the fact that you're killing a few of them, getting to 4, and then running. Because if you've ever tried to chain past 4 to get to 5 and above, it's very, very challenging. The highest I've ever done is actually 17, which I think is a feat in itself. It was very, very lucky, very challenging, and it didn't yield any different results. So, you know, it's a small sample size, but nevertheless, it didn't yield any results. So, you see I just killed, I believe it was my 3rd Torkoal. So now on this one, I'm actually going to encounter the Torkoal, and then I'm going to run away from it. So you'll see here, I'm going to go for it. Actually, just to show you guys in the video, I'm not actually going to run. I'll give you an example of what it looks like if you don't run. So here's the Torkoal. You'll notice there's like a little pattern too with the Dexnav. It's kind of predictable where the Pokemon shows up. But this Torkoal will show up, not a big deal. I'm actually going to kill it just to kind of give you an example. But normally on the 4th one, you would run away. And that's going to give you, you know, an opportunity to reset your chain, to start again. That way you don't waste your time trying to encounter the 5th Pokemon. If you want to go and encounter the 5th Pokemon and not get it, that's fine too. It really doesn't make a difference. Honestly, it's not going to matter. The reason why I do it this way is because, in my mind at least, there's less Pokemon popping up that I can't access. You see this one. See how much fast this one's moving? It's right there. I can't get that one, so now I have one chance to get it. There's no chance I'm going to get to that, and it breaks the chain, which does break the chain, but again, the chain doesn't matter. So now what I would do is I would hop on my Acro Bike by pressing, you know, my hotkey, and then you just hold the B button. This is going to give you the little hopping noise, the little hop, and you'll see after I close the bottom screen. By hopping, I'm not wasting my Repel steps, and also there's a chance that the Pokemon will show up now, or I can search again after a little bit of time. So I'm going to wait, see if something shows up. I'll give it a few seconds. Nothing's showing up yet, so let me search for Torkoal now. And hopefully it'll allow me to search for Torkoal, and it does. So what that bike hop does is actually just spend some time, doesn't waste any steps, it seems like, in the Repels, and allows you to find another Pokemon eventually. So it's good to have an Acro Bike, it's good to have your Repels and so on, and whatever else. So while I'm talking about it, while you guys just saw it, to do that little dashing, I'll show you after this encounter. It's very, very easy. I know there's a lot of different topics here, but this is kind of like an all-encompassing Dexnav tutorial on shinies in caves and desert and so on. But to do that little dash, you're basically going to sneak, and then you're going to press B right when you're getting really close to the Pokemon. So I'm sneaking, I'm sneaking, I'm sneaking. The Pokemon's right in front of me. I press B and that allows me to dash right towards it. So it's really easy. You could practice by doing this, by kind of just tapping B as you're sneaking. You see I'm doing this like little weird walk here. That will scare away the Pokemon, but if you're close enough to it, you can do that little dash. I think you have about 4 steps, like about that much steps to go to be able to actually get the Pokemon in the Dexnav. You can do it from pretty far away. I'll do it right here and see if I can get like a pretty long dart towards it. So those are some of the key points, guys. So you're going to go chain to 4, and then what you're going to do after that is you're going to break your chain and start over. So I know that sounds a bit absurd, but I'll see if I can dash towards this one. So you see how far I dashed there? I dashed like a good amount of steps to get to that. So that actually betters your chance of finding, you know, the Pokemon or being able to get up to it. So there's some of the key points there, obviously, guys. If you want to carry a synchronizer like I'm doing with Kadabra, that's going to be able to allow you to have a 50% just synchronize the nature of the wild Pokemon. So hopefully all these little things kind of make sense to you guys. If you have questions, obviously the comment section is right below. I do appreciate you if you thumbs up the video. But I just want to touch on this one point one more time before I finish up, guys. When you're Dexnaving in the grass, like say you're Dexnaving like normal Dexnav, you just want to go for, you know, a shiny, you know, Poochyena or something like that, definitely just chain it. Just chain it. You know why? Because it's the most effective way to get the most encounters in the fastest amount of time. Otherwise, your chain's not going to matter, guys, in terms of your shiny chances, it seems. You have an equal chance, it looks like, to encounter a shiny no matter what. And that's what I would roll with. That would be my best advice for you guys. If you are chaining in the grass, you're chaining in a cave, you're chaining in a desert, and you break your chain, do not stress about it in the slightest. As soon as I stopped worrying about Dexnaving chains and their length in a cave, my shiny chance went, like my shiny captures went through the roof because I wasn't getting frustrated and I was sticking with it long enough to give myself that opportunity to catch a shiny. So I've caught, you know, 4 or 5 cave surfing and desert shinies at this point. You're gonna start to see them show up on my YouTube channel very soon. And basically, like in all the captures, guys, I mean, my chain length was like 2 or 3, and sometimes it took a little longer. You saw there, that was a good example of you have a split second after the Pokemon disappears to still get to it. So hopefully all of this makes sense, guys. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to ask me in the comments section below. I'll be happy to address them, but I think I pretty much covered the general idea. It was nothing complicated, so I didn't make a really fancy video about it, but I know there's a lot of questions. So hopefully this helps, guys. If you did like the video or it did help you in the slightest, make sure you give it a thumbs up rating. I'd greatly appreciate it, and I will catch you guys later. It's been your boy aDrive. Peace.